Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode, Touchline Talks. Man, these games keep coming quick. They keep coming fast. It's hard to keep up, guys, but it's been fun. I'm sure these games have been keeping our mental health sane. They've been keeping us in check. They've been keeping us. It's definitely something to look forward to. So I'm not complaining about the number of games that we've been having. So yeah, let's just get straight to it, man. So this is obviously the match review for the FA Cup, Manchester United versus West Ham. Oh boy, Manchester United won, West Ham nil. What a game. I don't know about you guys, but to me, that was a bore fest. I was bored. I just don't know, man. I feel like we're beginning to sound like broken records as a fan base, or at least some of us in the fan base are beginning to sound like broken records. Is the same story, game in, game out. We have no plan. It's just a bunch of players go out there and express yourselves. There was no reason why we had to go through extra time to beat West Ham. There was absolutely no reason. But it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. One of the few things I wanted to take out from the game, I had three main points I wanted to start with. Is the first one, we can't win without Bruno. Bruno is a magnificent player. I get it. Bruno, he brings the energy. He brings the spark. I get it. But as a team like Manchester United, as big as a club as Manchester United, we can't rely on one player for every game. Bruno has pretty much played every game this season. That's not healthy. That's not good on him. And Ole seems to only have a plan, which is Bruno is his plan A, his plan B, his plan C, his plan D. It doesn't matter. Bruno is the only answer that Ole has when the game is not going his way. I don't understand. I just don't understand what the game plan was today. We started off okay. The game was a little slow with Fred and Matic in the middle of the field. It was a bit slow, but we had a bit more possession in the first half. We were moving the ball around, but there just didn't really seem to be a plan. There wasn't I couldn't see what Ole had told these guys to do today. I wasn't sure if we were going for the win, if we were just out there just to have fun. I just don't understand. Yes, West Ham played their first team. I know they had two players missing. Antonio was missing, which thank God he was, because imagine Antonio with our defense of Maguire and Lindelof. That could have been a disaster. That could have been another equalizer in the last minute, and then we might have seen ourselves going into penalties. So I'm happy that Antonio did not play today. But overall, we also had a pretty strong team. And this is what we talk about when we talk about squad depth is look at the team that we were able to bring out today. That's a starting 11 for a lot of teams. That starting 11 can destroy a lot of teams in the EPL. And look at the kind of football that we're still playing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the opposition is. It doesn't matter who we have on the field. The football is dead. And it's something that I know a lot of fans, a lot of fans are Ole in, Ole in, Ole in. You got to check yourselves, guys. You got to check yourselves because this is unacceptable, absolutely unacceptable. One of the pundits. So the next point. Just to kind of wrap up on that first point with Bruno. Bruno, yes, like I said, he's done a great job, but we can't be relying on only one guy to make things happen. It's absolutely unacceptable. Ole needs to dig deeper. Ole needs to go learn and figure out how can I impact games that Bruno was supposed to have a rest today. We have West Brom coming up, and then we have the Europa League. Bruno was supposed to rest today, and then what do we see game in, game out? The games that Bruno is not playing, he's forced to come back in because Ole has no other system. He has no other plan. He doesn't trust in the other players on his bench. So, guys, I don't know. One of the pundits on Bean Sports he made a good point about Van der Beek, which comes to my next point. Van der Beek needs more game time. We have Pogba is injured. Imagine if Bruno gets injured in the next couple of games. I know Bruno has been fit. He's been playing every game. But just imagine if he got injured. Now we're going to have to rely on a whole season of McFred and McTominay. This is why Van de Beek needs to start playing. I'm not asking him to be a starter on the team, but he needs to be coming in and playing at least 20 minutes per game. Because when Pogba and Bruno end up getting injured at the same time, Beek will be ready. But how is Beek supposed to be ready if he's not even getting game time? Look at today. Subbed him off. So we were trying to win the game. We were trying to score. You took off Van de Beek and left Fred on. What sense does that make as a sub? What sense does that make? Where was Juan Mata today? Why did Bruno have to come on? Where was Juan Mata? I was okay with McTominay coming on. He scored his goal. Kudos to him. I'm happy that he's been, in some magnificent form as of late. But where was Juan Mata? Where was he brought in McTominay. Why not keep Beek on? Why not keep Beek on? Give him more game time. Give him more game time. Even though, he might not be playing to the standards that you want, but the more game time he has, the better he's going to get. And we're going to start seeing the Van de Beek that we got. We spent, I think it was 45 million or 50 million on Van de Beek. That's a whole lot of money to just keep this guy on the bench, doing absolutely nothing. It was so heartbreaking to see him today when the subs were about to be made, and he kept looking at the bench, just thinking, please not me, please not me, please not me. But we know Ole now. Ole is so stubborn. He's so predictable. If Bruno's on that bench, it's Bruno that's coming on. If McTominay's on the bench, it's McTominay that's coming on. Ole has his select players that he trusts and he likes, and that's what he's sticking to. It's a 23-man squad. I've been saying this all season. Use your bench, Ole. Use your bench. Use your bench. Ole, so the second half, the 63rd minute, I tweeted out, this is where Ole loses games. He had his hands in his pocket. The possession was 23% to Manchester United, 78% to West Ham. At Old Trafford. At Old Trafford. That tells you everything. This is where Ole is. I think Ole has literally hit his ceiling, which takes me to my next third point. Ole needs to do this club a favor and step down. Like I said, any fan that is still saying Ole in, you do not have the best interest of this club. You do not have the best interest of this club. Ole, I will commend him. He's brought the right players, the right mental players. He's brought them in. But like a builder, you can have the right tools. But if you don't know how to use your tools, you're just as good as that person who doesn't know. And I think that's great. But Ole doesn't know how to use his players, guys. Ole does not know how to use his players. And I'm just asking, game in, game out. It's the same story. Ole finally makes a sub. If Bruno was starting, if McTominay had started, if Luke Shaw had started, it would have been the same thing. It would have been the same thing. The only difference is Ole wouldn't have made a sub. Ole wouldn't have turned to his bench because he already has his Bruno on. He already has the players that he trusts on the field. But today, he was forced to make subs because Bruno was on the bench. Cavani was on the bench. And McTominay was on the bench. So that's the only time that Ole makes subs, when his favorite players are on the bench resting. So, guys, if you truly love this club, it's been 2 seasons. I understand Ole, we're second place, but there is context to everything. We're second place because City had a very bad start. Liverpool has dropped off significantly from last season. And yes, COVID and a lot of things have kind of worked in our favor for us to be here. But guys, think deep. Name a game that we've actually enjoyed 90 minutes of. Like today, I was cleaning, I was doing stuff, and I totally forgot the game was on. This is it, week in, week out. This reminds me of Mourinho's, the latter stage of Mourinho at Manchester United. A bore fest. But the difference is we're squeezing our results. But you know what's sad to me now is that there is a massive part of the fan base that still is supporting Ole, believe in the process, believe in the plan. It's an eye test. I've seen that. I've seen what's on the field. I don't need to believe in any plan. All I have to do is watch the game, and I can tell you what Ole is doing. He's doing absolutely nothing. Look at Chelsea, the same kind of football that Frank Lampard was playing. Tuchel has come in. Eye test. It's only been 3 games, but look at the eye test. You can tell Chelsea now has purpose when they step on that field. They have a game plan. Their passing is so much better. They're more effective going up. You look at Tottenham right now with Mourinho. How is United different from Tottenham right now? Someone please tell me. The only difference is we are squeezing out results. Tottenham isn't squeezing out the same results that we are. That's the only difference. Take away the goals, take away Bruno, take away the individual brilliance that we've seen all season. What do we have? Dead football. Absolutely nothing. So guys, man, those are my 3 points that I'm just so tired of repeating the same thing. We've got to learn how to play without Bruno. We've got to learn how to play without Bruno. It's unacceptable. This is why we're always going to crash out in quarterfinals and semifinals of major tournaments. This is why we're going to huff and puff all season and then end up fighting for top 6. Because when it does matter, when we're faced with a quality opponent, Ole is clueless. So guys, man, we need to learn how to win without Bruno. Bruno needs to rest. This kid needs to rest. Van de Beek needs more game time. And Ole, please do us a favor. And in the summer, tell Ed Woodward or whoever you need to tell that, you know what, maybe this job is bigger than I thought it was. I'm okay to be a sporting director. I'm okay to, be part of the club in whatever shape or form. But it's not good enough. Or if Ole still wants to keep this job, he needs to replace his supporting cast. This can't be the old boys club. This cannot be the old boys club with Fletcher, Carrick. What's the other guy's name? I can't remember his name. McKenna as well. It's just like, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing playing some fossil football? It's unacceptable, guys. And if I were Beek as a player, Beek, if you really love your career, I would go up to the board. We paid a lot of money for you. There is so much potential that you have. I will go up to that board and ask them straight, is there a plan for me on this team? Because if there's no plan for Van de Beek on this team, there is no reason why we should be keeping such a talent on the bench doing absolutely nothing. The most that Beek is doing for us is just warming up for 90 minutes in games. And then Ole gives him a cameo every 5 games, every 6 games. That's not good enough for a 50 million pound player. Is not good enough. So if I were Beek, I will sit down with my agent. I will sit down with the board and say, what is the game plan here? Because Ole needs to stop playing Van de Beek. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable now. You can't be saying that because of Bruno, we can't play Beek. No, first of all, they don't play the same position. They're not the same player. Look for a way to fit Van de Beek on that team. That's what quality coaches do. Quality coaches do not get players and just put them on the bench because they don't know how to figure it out. That's your job, Ole. Figure it out. Figure out how to get Van de Beek performing on this team and get him involved. It doesn't have to be the starting 11, but he's got to be a regular on that team. It's unacceptable. It's absolutely unacceptable. That's it for today, guys. I'm lost for words. I'm just lost for words. It's just a bore fest with Manchester United week in, week out. I don't know about you guys. I just don't enjoy watching us anymore. I just don't enjoy watching us. Yes, we keep getting the results, so fans just get gassed. But sometimes take away the result. Take away the result. I want to watch a good game of football. And Ole hasn't given us that in a very, very long time. But anyways, guys, I really appreciate those of you that tuned in. I really appreciate the support that you've been giving to the channel. Please continue to smash the like button. Please continue to share. Please continue to subscribe. It means a lot. It means a lot. And hopefully I can start having your comments on here and you guys can get more involved in the channel as well. But guys, let's keep our heads up. Hopefully, God, I pray that we do not meet Man City in the quarterfinals, because knowing Manchester United's luck, in every tournament, we seem to keep hitting the big teams before we get to the finals. So, guys, please, I hope that we don't hit Man City, but I know we're probably going to crash it again in the quarterfinals and the semifinals. So that's why I'm not too gassed about this result. That's why I'm not celebrating this result, because I know at the end of the day, it's going to be all for nothing. So anyways, guys, please continue to smash the like button. Please continue to share. Please continue to subscribe, and we'll see you very soon. Take care.